Hey guys, Christian here with the Tokyo Anime Zone, and today we are bringing you the latest manga and anime news straight from Japan, including info on the newest one-shot manga by Tatsuki Fujimoto, the creator of Chainsaw Man and Fire Punch, news on the upcoming Dragon Ball Super movie, including an interview with the Japanese producer and voice actors, updates on the Blade Runner anime that is coming out, and finally, where to get your hands on some Studio Ghibli vintage records. Let's get into it. We're going to be discussing the Dragon Ball Super movie that was recently teased at Comic-Con. The strangely worded Dragon Ball Super Superhero is expected for a 2022 release. So according to Japanese articles, the producer of the movie actually spoke to Japanese news outlets and informed them that this movie is actually what he believes to be, up until now, the most that the original creator, Akira Toriyama, has actually worked on a script and on the film, which he was very excited to announce. He even bragged that Toriyama sensei has even talked to him in extreme detail, even as far as, going over individual dialogue lines for certain characters. So he says the whole script has been very closely seen by Akira Toriyama. He assured us that Akira Toriyama kind of provided the animation team with some great new challenges to work on, and that to be very excited for what's coming up. So hopefully some fresh ideas will be coming out of this. Okay guys, next up is Blade Runner Black Lotus. This kind of came out of the blue, but is a brand new Blade Runner anime series that's going to take place in the year 2032, which will be after the events of the first movie, which was set in 2019, and before the events of the sequel, which is set in 2049. So this kind of in-between series will actually follow a female replicant, and it will be from her perspective as she's hunted down by what I assume will be Blade Runners hunting her down, trying to retire her, as they say in the Blade Runner universe. So Adult Swim is going to be partnering with Crunchyroll and Alcon Entertainment to create this series. On top of that, the legendary Shinichiro Watanabe will be coming on as the creative producer for the show, which, if you do not know, he has created things like Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo and Space Dandy. And he also worked on the original shorts for the sequel movie, which is called Blade Runner Blackout, and he directed that as well. So I am very excited to hear about Shinichiro Watanabe being added on to this cast, and I'm very excited for this show. So as of now, the anime has been confirmed for a fall 2021 release. Shinji Aramaki and Kenji Kamiyama will both be directing this show, and they also both worked on Ghost in the Shell 2045, which came out last year. I know CG is not for everybody. Personally, I thought Ghost in the Shell 2045 had a great job in terms of action scenes. I think it looked really good and fluid. I am a bit on the fence about their human characters, kind of like facial expressions can be a bit unnatural, be a bit blocky sometimes. So hopefully this Blade Runner series will improve a bit upon the Ghost in the Shell 2045, and we could see some great replica versus Blade Runner action in all its glory. So coming up next, some interesting news for you Ghibli fans. Hey, that's me. Are you a fan of aesthetic vibes and Joe Hisaishi? Well, of course you are. I am too. And now you can purchase your favorite Studio Ghibli movies on vinyl record. AllTheAnime.com, which I will post down below, has listed up different original soundtrack records of all your favorite Ghibli classics, and as of now they are expected to ship out on August 30th. And one reason why I bring up this story today is I was actually at the Studio Ghibli Museum last week, and while I was visiting in the gift shop, I actually managed to find these vinyl records, but I actually did manage to buy one at the shop before I even saw this news. Of course, I had to go with one of my favorites here, Porco Rosso. As you can see here, it has some very lovely art of the movie, as well as some nice background art. I'm just a sucker for Porco Rosso's music. I think in this film, Joe Hisaishi really outdid himself, and the jazz often seen in this film is just so good. If you live outside of Japan, this is a pretty good opportunity to get your hands on some stylish and aesthetic Studio Ghibli original soundtrack vinyl records, so check it out. So recently, Tatsuki Fujimoto has released his one-shot manga titled Look Back. This 140-page manga kind of tells a very touching, kind of heartbreaking story of two friends that are both attempting to create a manga. So for those that have actually not read the manga, I'm going to be discussing the themes, so just a heads up if you have not read it yet. But yeah, Look Back was released around the 2-year anniversary of the Kyoto Animation Fire. Basically, if you read the manga and kind of know about Kyoto Animation, you'll pick up a lot of similarities, one of which being the main character Fujino being very close to Fujimoto, and Kyomoto being very close to Kyoto Animation, which is also called KyoAni for short. So KyoAni, Kyomoto, Fujino, Fujimoto. One can imagine that Fujimoto might have even had a friend or an acquaintance within Kyoto Animation that passed away in the fire. If you read the manga with this mindset, with this mentality, it really falls into place that, you know, he might have even lost a friend. But yeah, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this was a fantastic story, a fantastic read. Once again, Fujimoto sensei just knows how to pull and tug at the heartstrings that, you know, really bring forth like motions of sympathy and humanity, which he's been doing since the Fire Punch days. If you've read Fire Punch, you'll know how dark and how tragic and sad that Fujimoto's writing style can get, even in Chainsaw Man. So I think he puts on a masterclass here of, you know, of emotional writing. So, you know, if you're going to read this manga, it's great, but just be prepared. Bring a box of tissues because it is a definite tearjerker. And that's all the time we have for the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked today's video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe down below. We've just hit 80 subscribers. Hell yes, let's keep it up, guys. Thank you so much. Also, while you're at it, feel free to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, where we constantly post about the latest anime and manga updates. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.